Children, good morning. Welcome in our online classes Little Scholars Public School. As we have started in previous session, the second chapter of history, the sources of history. As I told you children, sources of history, there are three kinds of sources of history: material sources, written sources and oral sources. In the previous session, we have completed material sources. In this session, we are going to see the written sources. Written sources of history include inscriptions carved on temple walls. If you have seen, if you haven't ever in any temple, you can see on the temple walls also there are some inscriptions carved, walls of rock cut caves and rocks, inscriptions on copper plates. Inscriptions on copper plates also have been seen. Pots, bricks and on writing sheets made from palm leaves and birch bark. Birch bark, a kind of tree, on that also the written sources of history we can find. Now we are going to see the written sources. Stone Age people have recorded many events and expressed their emotions in paintings on rocks. It was only after thousands of years that man learnt art of writing. In the ancient time period, man don't know how to write, where to write, so that way he used to draw these kinds of signs and symbols. In the beginning, humans used these kinds of symbols and signs to record their thoughts and ideas. You can see in this picture many kinds of symbols and signs. You can see symbols of bird or lining, curve lining, standing line, slanting line. So these kinds of symbols man used to record their thoughts and express their emotions. However, it took thousands of years for a script to develop from these. You can see in this picture the kinds of things have been carved. Today we cannot identify it easily because there is no meaning of these carving, but in those time period it means a lot. In the beginning, man wrote on potsherds and baked bricks using pointed objects. Pointed objects like this, like the stones or the branch of tree or any kind of pointed object, they used to draw these kinds of signs and symbols. It took thousands of years that man learned the art of writing. In this picture also you can see the man is painting on wall. These colors are natural colors. He used the natural colors to express the emotions. So on the rock or the wall of rock, they used to draw these kinds of pictures. In this picture also you can see children, humans used symbols and signs. In this picture, the picture of wild animals painted and many kinds of symbols, signs are given, so that way man expressed his emotions. The pointed objects like these, by this man used to wrote on potsherds. He also used birch or burja tree to write on. As his experiences and knowledge increased, he began to write in the different way. He began to record that events that took place around him. Like this in this picture, whatever things around him he saw, the things he used to draw on the walls. Accounts of proceeding, royal codes were also written systematically. As you know children, for example, this is the royal seal of Shivaji Maharaj. It was carved on stone, and later on, as it became a royal seal of Shivaji Maharaj, it was used for the judicial decisions or the king's orders. That way, many rulers also had their orders, judicial decisions, donations, etc. inscribed on stone or copper plates. Copper plates, like here, including inscriptions carved on temple wall, caves, copper plates, pots, bricks, and on writing sheets made from palm leaves. The copper plate inscription given here, copper plate inscription like this. That way, the king also, whatever orders given by the king was given or inscribed like these kinds of copper plates. Over a period of time, many forms of literature developed. These kinds of inscriptions later on developed. That way, the script also developed. They included books on religious and social subjects, plays, poetry, travelogues, and scientific works. Children, as you have the photo album, for example, photo album at your home, those are also the memories of your grandparents, their grandparents. That way, whatever things you have at your home, that also is a sign or the source of history. That way, the religious books also, like the epics, great epics, Mahabharata, Ramayana, these are the epics, religious books. And social subjects, plays also, poetry also, these things are help us to understand the history of the various historical periods. These sources are known as the written sources of history. That way, children, whatever things which are related to the history, like the written sources, plays, religious books, social subjects, or the scientific works also, which helps us to understand the history. Here, as it came the word bhurja or bhurjapatra, that means writing sheets made from the bark of birch tree. Bhurja is a Sanskrit name of the birch tree. Birch tree you can see in this picture. This kind of bhurja trees are also available in the Kashmir. These trees are specially available or found in the Kashmir. I hope you understand the written sources of history. In the next session,